All right, so let's go ahead.
Once we do the trial balance for this week, you're going to have this week's posted,
Correct.
the
And
answers, the
correct.
answers for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, and you can download it too in case, like, it's a lot of stuff, then you can just go ahead and just start from there.
Yeah.
All right, so here you go. Let's do the grand opening sales. Okay, so again, um we sold, let's see. We sold 90 cups of the regular medium coffees, 94 of the large regular coffees, 96 of the medium supreme coffees, 93 of the large supreme coffees, 10 ceramic coffee mugs. We have a discount of 218.73 tax,
Mhm.
and then we got cash sales of $947.12. So our sales are picking up
Yep.
because it is Friday. All right. So, how do I record my sales? What do I need to include?
You're going to include tax payable.
You're going to have sales tax payable. What else?
Um, the discount.
The discount. What else?
Okay, we're doing in-store sales.
In store sales. What is it going to include?
The cups of coffee.
Right. The medium regular coffees, the large supreme coffees, and all that. Good.
Yeah.
And what did we receive?
Uh, mugs.
We did not receive mugs. We sold mugs.
Cash.
We received cash. Good. So here you go. We got right here in store sales. This should be enough for these should be exactly enough for your remaining portion of the journal here. Yep, perfect. Today's the 21st. Okay. Starting with the first one, how much money did I collect?
Uh, 947.12.
How much was my discount?
218.73.
How much was my sales for medium regular coffee?
179.10.
Large regular coffee?
281.06.
Medium supreme?
Um, 239.04.
And my large supreme?
324.57.
And my ceramic coffee mugs?
Uh, 69.90.
Okay. And last but not least, the tax, sales tax.
72.18.
Okay. So let me double confirm that there's no typos in here. So I have 1,065.85 on the left, 1,065.85 on the right. 1165.85 on both sides. Good. Okay. So, what do I need to do now?
Okay, and you need to set aside your deposit.
Set aside your deposit. Good. Okay, so let's do that first. Okay, deposit. We finally have another in-store sales. Okay, for how much?
947.
Okay, today is the 21st. This is deposit number 6. Okay. For $947.12. Good. Okay. What else do we need to record? Or what else do we need to do?
Sales discount.
What do you mean?
We need to put the sales, go and do the sales discount. Um, okay, we did the deposit.
We did the deposit.
Okay, next. We go into ledger.
We're going to go to our ledger to update all of our accounts. Good. So let's go ahead and update all of my accounts. So starting with the first one, we need checking. So we know how much money after depositing that $947. Let's see how much money I actually have in my checking account.
Okay.
$947.12, right? So how much money should I have in my checking account?
$2,697.65.
Good. Okay. Now I need to update my revenues. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Which account am I going to start with first?
The medium regular.
Okay, medium regular. How many cups did I sell?
Medium regular was 90 cups.
Okay.
$179.10.
Okay. So what's my account balance now?
$839.78.
Good. $839.78. Okay. What about my large regular cups? How many cups did I sell?
94.
We sold 94. for a total of
281.06.
okay, so that should give you a grand total of
1,270.75.
good.
And we're going to our Supreme coffee.
Okay, medium supreme.
Mm-hmm.
How many cups did you sell?
96.
Okay.
And that was for 239.04.
Okay.
And that gives you a grand total of 1093.11.
Good. 1093.11.
Okay, the large coffee is 93 cups. And 324.57.
Okay.
Okay, 1532.11.
1532.11. Good.
Okay.
Okay. What's next?
Okay, we go to our ceramic mugs. We sold 10 of them. And that was for 69.90.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 466.19. Now do we go on our sales discount?
Sales discount.
213.73. 218.73.
218.73.
990.48.
Okay. Good. 990.48.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll go into our sales tax payable.
Okay. Liability sales tax payable. Okay.
And that is 72.18.
72.18. Good. For how much?
$326.86.
Good. 326.86. Good.
All right.
All right. So this is what we were told, that we end up using 17 pounds of regular coffee and 17 and a half pounds of Supreme coffee. Okay, so 17 pounds of regular coffee, 17 and a half of Supreme coffee. So where do we need to go next?
Cost of goods sold.
Where do we do that?
In our inventory.
In our inventory worksheet. Good. Okay. So going back to my regular coffee here, we sold 17 pounds at what cost per item?
1.609442.
Mm-hmm. So what's my total cost of goods sold here?
$27.36.
$27.36. Good. So let's subtract that out. So how much should you have left in pounds if you sold 17 pounds?
99 and a half.
99 and a half. Okay, what's my total cost if I'm at 187.50 and I just sold $27.36?
Um, 160.14.
160.14. Okay, so therefore my cost per item has increased by very small amount. Was that 500,000 of a penny?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So you should have 27.36 for the regular. For the Supreme, you sold 17 and a half pounds, or used. At what cost per item? Only one batch left.
1.8280.
Okay. So what is my total cost of goods sold? If I sold 17 and a half pounds at 1.2828.
$31.99.
$31.99. So therefore, let's go ahead and update my inventory. Was it $31.99? So what's 120 minus 17 and a half?
102 and a half.
Okay. Okay, so 187.37 should be left.
Right.
So we used $31.99 for the Supreme and $27.36 for the regular.
Right.
So let's plug that number in. Okay. last but not least, what do we need to do?
You do our trial balance?
Not yet. We still got, we have to do one more thing.
Um,
What always goes after the journal?
your subsidiary?
Not subsidiary.
Yeah.
You didn't involve anybody here.
Okay. Okay, we now put in our deposit.
We already did our deposit.
Okay.
What always goes after the journal?
We go to our accounts.
We're going to go to our accounts in the ledger, right? We need to update the cost
Yes.
of goods sold and our inventory.
Right.
So, cost of goods sold. What did we do for the regular? We used 17 pounds. For $27.36.
And that's going to give you 242.11.
Okay, 242.11, good.
Okay.
And
Going to the
Supreme. We used 17 and a half pounds.
And that was $31.99. And that gives you a grand total of $266.13.
Good. And now we must update my inventory. Okay, here we are, regular coffee. We used 17 pounds for $27.36. So how much should I have left in my inventory?
$160.14.
Mm-hmm. And does that match my inventory worksheet? Yes, it does.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Last one for the Supreme. We used 17 and a half pounds for $31.99. Okay. So how much should I have left?
$185.37.
187.37.
Yes.
Okay. which does match my inventory worksheet. Okay. Good. So save everything, okay, because we are going to be doing my
Trial balance.
trial balance. Yes, thank you. So what I like to normally do in my journal is I like to put a little bar here, so then I know that this is where I end my transaction. So then if in case, right, I have any reason to so then I know exactly where my trial balance ends, right?
Right.
Week 3. So that means if I have it correct, my trial balance comes out even. That means at least I know exactly that if I have a mistake, my transactions happen between the 15 all the way to the 21st, because I know the first 2 weeks are panned out evenly, right? We did the trial balance, they came out evenly. So this is where we need to kind of let ourselves know that this is where we're making our mistake is going to be between that. So this is where the next week we're going to continue on to do our trial balance, right? This is where we last left off and made our mistake. So that's where we're blocking it off so we can keep track of all of our transactions that way. Okay? Ooh, I went too far. Okay, so I'm going to save this. So we only do the journal in case the ledger, there's a mistake in the ledger from transferring the information. Okay? But all you really need to complete the trial balance is the general ledger and your trial balance or your financial forms, whichever one you have available. So here is my trial balance that I ended on June 14. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a shortcut. Okay? So instead of having to, what?
I said, okay.
Okay, so instead of having to copy all this information in, right? Because in this case, my computer, if I were to put in my computer, this amount has not changed. So I'm still going to have it in my journal and I'm still going to have it in my ledger. So therefore, I'm going to save myself some time. Instead of having to retype every single account that's in here, right? I'm going to copy this worksheet and I'm just going to add, okay?
Right.
So this is going to save me some extra time instead of having to punch in those same accounts with those same numbers again. So I'm going to go to trial balance 3. I'm going to right click this and I'm going to delete it. Okay? Right? Because I don't need the trial balance 3 anymore. Okay? Because what I'm going to do is so I have a gap between 2 and 3. I'm going to right click trial balance number 2, click on move or make a copy. Okay? So it's going to ask me, where do I want to place it? I want to place it in between trial balance 2 and trial balance number 4. Right? And the crucial thing that you have to do is make sure you click on create a copy. Okay? And I'm going to click OK. So once I click OK, now it places it in between trial balance 2 and trial balance 4. Okay? And I'm going to rename this, right? It says trial balance number 2 to trial balance number 3. Okay? And I'm going to have to fix and edit everything up here. So in this case, it's going to be ending on the 21st instead of the 14th. Because it's week 3, right? But here, look at what it did for me. It made a copy of every single account with all the account balances in there. And the formulas are all intact. So this equal sum is still there. Okay? So, and then of course my debits minus my credits formula is still there. So this is what happens. So every time you add in a account in between these rows here, you're inserting that and it's going to be included in the formula. So in this case, I don't need to redo the formula unless there's something that doesn't look right and you want to double check it, then go ahead and insert that formula again. But for this case, it should include it into this answer. All right? So here, this saves me a lot of time because then I don't have to re-enter every single account and so on and so forth. And if I use the copy and paste method, because a lot of these things, right, they might not transfer over, right? So the best bet and the easiest one is just to make a copy of the entire spreadsheet. Now, if I make changes to this worksheet, my previous worksheet here for trial balance number 2 does not get affected, meaning you can make as many changes you want to trial balance 3 because it's a copy of trial balance number 2, right? It's a completely separate worksheet. You're not self-referencing, you're not doing anything more. So that's why I want you to do that, so then you can modify the trial balance number 3, which is copy of number 2, right, as much as you want, and it would not affect the previous one. Okay, so in this case, I need to ensure I'm on the correct one, so trial balance number 3. And we're going to go ahead and go through every single account, starting with my checking account. Now, if we know this, right, because we started our sales,
Right.
we're going to be inserting a lot of cells in between. Okay, so let's go take a look at the first one, my checking account. Okay, what is my current ending balance in my checking account?
2,697.65.
Okay, 269765. Okay, good. All right. All right. Now I have a petty cash and I have
Yes.
cash in register. So I need to insert that into my trial balance. How do I do that? Okay, so in this case, if I want to insert a whole entire row, this is what you have to do. So as you can see, there are numbers on the side of your spreadsheet, right?
Right.
Every time I click on the number, it's going to highlight that entire row. That is what I want to do. I do not want to click on the cell where it says A1 or A7. I don't want to click on the cell because I don't want to insert just one cell. I want to insert a whole entire row. Now, how this works is every time you insert, you're going to insert it above. So in this case, I'm going to click on number 6, highlight that entire row. I'm going to right click it and I'm going to insert. And that's going to insert a row above, and it's going to push all my cells down. Now, as I've mentioned, right, because I'm doing this in between my other cells here, it's going to be included in the formula down below. Okay? Now, because I have a petty cash as well, or cash in the register, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to click on number 7 now, right? So highlight that row, right click, insert. Okay? And that will open up another row for me, right?
Okay.
And I believe I have accounts receivable as well. Okay? So now I can go ahead and insert anything that I have here. So the next one is petty cash. How much is my petty cash right now?
500.
Okay. What about cash in register?
310.
Okay. Okay. What about my accounts receivable?
662.21.
Hold on, I typed something. I don't know where I put it. Oh, okay, I see. Okay. Accounts receivable is for 66221.
Yeah.
622. No, 66. See, 66221. Okay, 66221. Okay. All right, next account here is accumulated, I'm sorry, allowance for doubtful accounts. We're not at the end of the accounting period yet, so nothing there. Business supplies. Okay. What about my medium coffee cups? Has that changed?
162.37.
Yes, we bought more coffee cups. So 162.37. Okay. What about my large cups? Did I buy more cups?
Yes. Two
Yes.
forty three 57.
243.57. 243.57. Okay. What else did I buy? I bought some sugar and some
Yes.
creamer.
Good.
Okay, so that means I need to insert more rows. So again, I want it in between large cups and regular coffee. So remember, it inserts the line above it. So I need to click on regular coffee, or in this case, row 11, insert, or right click insert, 11, right click insert. Okay, so I have some sugar and I have some creamer. Okay. How much is my sugar right now?
2160.
21.60. Okay. How much is my creamer?
48.99.
48.99. Okay. Next one I have is office supplies. So I need to insert one more. Okay. For my office supplies. How much is my office supplies?
150.
150. Okay. Now it's inventory. What is my current regular coffee account right now?
160.14.
160.14. Okay. My Supreme coffee.
187.37.
Okay. 187.37. Okay. Ceramic coffee mugs.
Okay, we have to make a count of that
Well, when do we do that?
at the end of the period.
At the end of the period. Right now we're only on the 21st. So
Yeah.
nothing there yet. Okay. Furniture, 0. Okay. Bistro tables and chairs.
Still the same,
It
6,000.
good. There you go. That's what's saving you time here is I already have tables and chairs and I
Mm-hmm.
already inserted for 660508. So I'm just double
Mm-hmm.
confirming that that number is true. So yes, that is true. What is next? My um
Computer,
my counter.
it's still the same.
Still at 1193.22. Good. What's next? My desk.
Still the same.
658.37. Yes. Next. My display shelves.
What shelves? Still the same.
577.08. Good. That's still the same. Let's see what's next. I have office equipment. What about my computer?
Still the same.
That is still the same, right? It is still at that 1,834.84. Okay. Next, my printer.
It's still the same.
That 378.87. Okay. Next, my refrigerator. Or sorry, register.
Cash register.
Mm-hmm.
649.49.
Still the same, 649.49. Okay, now next I'm at equipment. What about my coffee brewers?
1900.
At my what's my total amount? That's only my first
Okay,
one.
okay, all right. Four 4,527.95.
So that's still the same.
Right.
Okay. What about my coffee grinder? So I do have a coffee grinder, so I need to put that in here.
That in there.
Okay. So there you go, grinder. Okay, how much is my coffee grinder?
4,058.07.
41.5807. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What about my refrigerator?
3,495.14.
34.
34.
Okay, good. So that's still there. Vehicles. Okay, do I have a truck?
Yes.
Okay. For
32. $32,208.90.
Good. So that's still the same. Okay. And then I have prepaid accounts.
6,654.17.
So that's still the same. My deposits,
1,700.
1700. My goodwill,
Still the same, 2,100.
still the same 2100. And then what about my miscellaneous suspense?
4,158.07.
Okay, so that's on the 15. What happened on the 15 after that?
We removed that amount.
So what's my balance right now?
0.
It is 0. Now, it is up to you what you want to do here. Yes, you can include a 0 balance, but what does that do for your debits and credits? If you have a 0 balance in a debit or a 0 balance in a credit, what does that do? That means nothing, right? It doesn't
Right.
affect either or, right?
Right.
So what you can do here is, I'm not going to delete this, okay?
Right.
Because what if I have to use that miscellaneous suspense account one
Again.
day? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that row number 30, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now it's highlighting that miscellaneous suspense. What I'm going to do is I'm going to right click it and I'm going to hide it. So
Okay.
then once I hide it, boom, it's not there anymore. But actually, when you actually really take a look at the numbers, you go from 29 to 31. You could tell there's something missing, right? Now, you can, if you want to reveal it. So if you could see my mouse right here, when I put my mouse in between 29 and 31, you could see
Mm-hmm.
that my cursor has now become like arrows pointing up and down, right? If
Right.
I click and hold that, I could actually unveil my miscellaneous suspense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But in this case, I want to hide it. Okay? And you're able to also do the same thing. So you could click on that in between line, right click, and unhide, and it will bring back that miscellaneous suspense.
Okay.
But right now, I don't need it until the day I do need it. So I'm going to hide it. I'm not going to delete it because then, in case I do ever use it again, I have to insert it once again. So
Yeah.
by doing this, I'm going to hide it. Now, if you actually notice, if you look at your page very carefully, you could see that it's that this line right here, you could see it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of awkward, right? It's not the same as every other line here.
Yeah.
Okay? So there you go. I hid my miscellaneous suspense because I have 0 balance in it. It serves nothing to me. Okay? All right. So now that we finished my assets, let's go through my liabilities. Okay, so liabilities, I've accrued a lot more now, where I have more stuff now. So
Yeah.
first one I have here is my accounts payable. What is my current accounts payable account right now?
12,879.61.
12,879.61. Okay, 12,879.61. Good. What about my Visa payable account?
$903.07.
Wow, we went from $300 to $900.
Mm-hmm.
So we spent a lot of money there. Okay. What about my notes payable?
Uh, Still the same.
Still the same. It's still that $4,144.83. Okay. All right. Next section is payroll. We haven't done our payroll yet. That will be next week. Okay, on the 28th. So we could skip all of those accounts. Okay. Utilities payable, nothing there. We haven't received our utilities bill yet. Okay. Unearned revenue, we haven't seen any customer pay us yet.
Mm-hmm.
Sales tax payable, that is something we need to insert here. Okay. Because we started opening our store, so now we're starting to collect some sales tax. Okay. So So sales tax payable. Okay. How much sales tax payable have I accumulated so far?
326.86.
326.86. Good. Okay. No interest payable yet. Loans, no business loan, but we still have our truck loan.
Still the same 29 221.
Good. 22190. Good.
Yes.
All right. So that's the end of my liabilities. Okay. So now owner's equity, right? What's my owner's equity?
30,000.
It's still at 30,000. Okay. Any capital contributions?
No.
Any withdrawals?
Yes, 1,500.
1,500, still the same, 1,500. And income summary, right? We don't have that yet because we haven't closed our accounts yet. So nothing there. Okay. But we do have revenues. So we're going to need to insert a lot of rows here for my revenues. So that means I'm starting from my advertising expense. I need to insert a bunch of accounts for my sales accounts. So here, because I got sales for regular coffee, sales for Supreme coffee, ceramic coffee mugs. I got medium regular, large regular, medium supreme, large supreme. I got some sales discounts. I got a sales returns. And I believe I have delivery income. Okay. So that's the one that I know at the top of my head. But if we need to add more, we'll add more. Okay.
Okay.
So starting with the first one, we got sales regular coffee. Okay. Okay. How much is my sales for regular coffee right now?
246.75.
246.75. Okay. Sales for Supreme coffee?
259.35.
259.35. Okay. What about my sales for the ceramic coffee mugs?
466.19.
456.19. Okay. Okay. Sales for the medium regular?
839.78.
83978. Okay. Good. Next is my large regular.
1270.75.
Okay, 1270.75. Okay. Next is my medium supreme.
1093.11.
1093.11. Okay. All right. Next is my large supreme.
1532.11.
1532.11. Okay. So I got two 11s in here. Okay. What's my next account here?
Sales returns and allowance.
Okay. Sales, returns, and allowance, which is a debit balance of
$9.98.
$9.98. Okay. What's after that?
Sales discount.
I got some sales discount. Okay.
998. 994. $9.98.
990.48. Okay. Okay. Delivery income
is $90.
okay on the credit side, and then interest income nothing.
No.
Okay. So I got some cost of goods sold. So I only have two accounts because I only dealt with my regular coffee and my supreme coffee. So let me go ahead and put those two in there. Okay. Insert. Insert. So cogs reg coffee and cogs supreme coffee. Okay. So what's my cost of goods sold for my regular coffee?
$242.11.
$242.11. Okay. And for my supreme coffee,
$266.13.
$266.13. Okay. And nothing else because we haven't done our cost of goods sold for our mugs yet, and we
Right.
haven't talked about cost of materials yet. Okay, so we are going to calculate the usage of all of our coffee cups and the sugar and the creamer. Just not yet. It's an adjustment entry, so we don't do that till the end of the accounting period. Okay. Last section to go through is going to be our expenses, starting with the first one, advertising expense.
$185.
So it's still at 185. Okay. Any bank fees? No. Business
No.
expenses?
Still a 1,000.
Still at 1,000. Okay. What about freight?
200.
So freight has increased to 200. Okay. Next one, insurance expense.
Still the same.
Right, still at 395.83. Okay. Next is interest expense. Nothing there. Labor expense. Subcontractor expense.
1890.
Still,
Still the same.
yep, still 1890. But here we also had.
Temporary labor.
Okay, so I need to insert that above my license expense. Okay, for temp labor expense. Okay, how much was my temporary labor?
$360.
$360. Okay. Next is license and permit expense.
Still the same.
Still the same at $375. Okay. Loss on disposal of asset.
Still the same.
Still the same at $2,000. Okay. Office supplies expense. We haven't used, this is an adjustment entry, so nothing there. Okay. What's next? Purchase expense. Or sorry, payroll expense. We haven't done payroll yet. Okay. Now purchase expense.
$392.80.
$392.80. Okay. All right. We have a purchase returns and allowance.
Yes.
So I gotta insert that. Okay. And this one is a credit for how much?
$9.84.
$9.84. I'm gonna retype that in. $9.84. Okay. Okay. No purchase discounts. Rent.
Still the same.
Still the same at $1,500. We got travel expenses. Okay. Travel expense. Okay. For how much?
$91.54.
$91.54. Anything else? Do we have utilities expense,
No.
bad debt, amortization, or sorry, depreciation, amortization? None.
No.
So here I have. Oh, I'm off by $10. I must have fat fingered something. So I got $83 and or 83,284.15, 83,274.15. So I must be off by $10 somewhere here.
$10.
So let's see. So let's double check our liabilities real quick. Okay. Okay, liabilities. Let's see. Accounts payable is it 1287 Yes, that's correct. Okay. My Visa payable is 903. Okay. 44144. Okay. Sales tax. Let's see my sales tax. Sales tax is 326.86. So that's correct. Okay. My loans is still 29,221.90. Okay, so that's correct. I know for a fact that my equity is 30,000. So let's check my sales. Maybe I fat fingered something in sales. Okay. Starting with my regular coffee sales, 246.75. Okay, so that's correct. Next is Supreme for 259.35. So that's correct. And then my ceramic coffee mugs, 466.19. I put 456. 466.19. And there you go. I found my $10. Okay, so then there you go. Now I'm even on both sides at $83,284.15 on the debit and the same amount on my credits. 83,284.15. All right, so that is it. We conclude that everything in my journal we did completely correct. We did everything correct. So that means when we do our week 4, we're going to start our transactions there and do our trial balance there. So that means we are successful. That means we did our journals correctly and posted to our ledger correctly. So in this case, yep, and that is it. So if you want this number to be in your journal, you can go ahead and do that. 83284. Okay. Okay. 83284.15. Okay, you can do that if you want to, whatever you want to do. Okay, so in this case, yay, we are successful. Okay, so again, yeah, so we're done. All right, so that means we're going to start week 4 tomorrow. Okay.